everybody. This is Rick, and I've got my notepad here so I don't forget anything. Just been feeling kind of run down after that flu in December. Kicked my wife's butt and my butt for about 2 weeks, you know. First week was hail, fevers and everything, and then the second week was recuperating and still feel run down. But we have moderate temperatures here in the Midwest, and it's crazy. It's in the 40s and 50s, and it's the first week of January. Go figure, right? I've been watching, I watch all the YouTubers in our community, and I watch the announcement from CES yesterday, and I don't know, nothing I want to buy from Arcade1up, you know. I mean, the slot machine thing, Slotcade, it looked kind of neat until I watched P-Dubs, and then he honed in on the size of the screens and the touch screen. I think there's another guy at the CES event. I mean, it kind of looks like a tablet on there, and the buttons and the lights. I mean, I'm not criticizing anything. It's just, it kind of seemed like something I could build, you know? I mean, okay. But I just feel the cabinet designs they should have done 2 years ago. You know, I mean, they should have came out with these 2 years ago. I really don't know what they're thinking either. And I've watched a lot of the comments from YouTubers, and it's like, what were they thinking, right? I mean, I don't know. They're not pushing the envelope. They're doing stuff they really should have done 2 years ago, you know. No risers, like my Golden Tee, you know, and I guess Terminator 2, the smooth body. But like I've said, and I've said it 100 times, I'm not paying $500 to $700 for one game. Not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. But what I wanted to get to was thank you for watching, and thank you people for who subscribed, and I really appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much. So I watched the Unacceptable Fringe. I'm pretty sure he's a Canadian guy, down in his room, real clean shaven face, glasses. But I really liked what he had to say about iArcade, you know, because I was leaning that way towards buying an iArcade if I bought anything, right? I mean, I don't want to buy anything. My wife's not buying anything, you know, but I can't talk her into anything, at least for a while, because we don't have the room. They're a lot of money. We're not gonna keep buying old games. I mean, I guess many versions of the old games, you know. And we have the multicades, you know. So it's kind of redundant, right? But I really liked what he had to say, because I had a bad taste in my mouth from my experience with Sam's Club and At Games. You know, we've got the At Games pinball, which we love, and it's a different machine. You have to be online, you know. I mean, and you have to sign in to play your games. Yeah, I know. I've seen the videos about how to play offline, but you still got to be hooked up to the Wi-Fi and everything. It's not like you just turn it on, like the Arcade1up, just turn it on and go play. You know, you got to be hooked up to the internet, which is fine. We are, right? We stream stuff. I mean, my wife's on a computer and whatnot, but I don't know if I like that. But anyway, the At Games, you know, I bought the mini because I couldn't get Sam's to match the online price of $349. They wanted $589 for the ones in store, so didn't buy them. So they had the mini for $199, which I thought that's like 60% off, sure. And we got it, put it together, and if you saw the video, the joystick where you adjust stuff, it was just going crazy, cycling through left and right, you know, like you were just holding the joystick, and it was just going crazy. We couldn't figure out. She checked all the software and everything, and anyway, I took the board out, turned it upside down, and took it out, and the joystick, you know, top, side, top, bottom, and right were fine, but on the left, there was no. I didn't get into it too deeply, you know, but the metal, there was nothing there, nothing. So I took that joystick out, took the mount out, repurposed it on a joystick I had. You know, we got a lot of parts, you know, in our community we have parts, and put it in there. Yeah, it works fine now, you know. And that's the one we're gonna put the Raspberry Pi 4 on. That's why we bought it, you know, to hook that Raspberry Pi 4 up, because we got the multicade I built back here behind here, and it's fine. It's got the Pandora box, but it doesn't have all the Nintendo games I want. But I just wanted to say, this Unacceptable Friends, I really like him. I like his videos. I just thought another YouTuber, you know, And I gotta give a shout out to the Rexer show. Really didn't watch these guys a lot. I saw them playing Golden Tee golf together a few months ago. And you know, the big unit, the home unit, like thousands of dollars, that's what they get. And you know, that's out of my league, but it was fun watching them play. But I watched them, and you know, they're really letting Arcade1up know how they really felt. But anyway, I just like to let you guys know this Unacceptable Friends is a really cool YouTuber. Really liked what he had to say, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, and I give him a thumbs up. Okay. Got my T-Rex double-sided tape here, and this is the deal. Like our leader says, here's the deal. Got this probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I mean, I'm telling you, I haven't felt good, but as you can see, it's just a you know, just computer speakers and stuff. But it's got something pretty neat. It's got the volume, and you can put the headphones in here and everything. And I'm gonna slap that on top so I don't have to keep reaching around to adjust the volume. But the good old volume on our RidgeRacer here, just, you know, like most of them, it doesn't sound good, right? Let's give it a sound. There we go. Yeah, just, you know, for a racing game, you want that oomph, you know, and this little baby's gonna do it for us. It's a simple mod, you know. It's a plug in the back. When you take the cover off, you just unplug the audio plug. I think it's a 3.5 millimeter going into the little CPU board, the PCB board, you know. You all put these together, you know what I'm talking about. And then we're just gonna swap this out, put the sub in there, and the speakers on top. And I went back and forth about the tape or just gluing them down with Gorilla Glue. We'll see what I need to do. But it's really gonna improve the sound. And hopefully she'll get that pie done, and I'll get my Marvel pinball back to work. And I don't know about Mortal Kombat here. That's the last on the list, you know. But I'll get the back off, and we'll get to that. This was on Amazon, you know, one of my favorite places to shop. This was I think with tax, everything out the door, 31 bucks, 32, you know. Logitech is more, you know, and I think 30 bucks and up is where you want to go, you know. But you know, spend 20, 25, they get them. But it's going to give us the bass we want and the sound, you know. But if you're like me, you've got so many parts laying around, you know. I've got 3 or 4 plastic containers, you know, with the lids of parts and buttons, and you know, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these Arcade1up buttons I take out to put light up buttons in. I mean, who wants them, you know? I mean, I guess keep them around for spares are almost worthless. But yeah, there was nothing at the CES event that I want to buy. I was interested in that slot machine game, but it doesn't have an arm to pull, right? But like P-Dub said, if Arcade1up put it on there, it'd be plastic, it'd break within weeks, right? So, but yeah, let's do that, and we'll mod this thing and improve the sound. I'll be right back. Hello, guys. Let's get this camera over here. Let's lower this a little. Let's see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so let's see if I can get this right. Okay, so what we've done here is, let me turn this down. Okay. This is your audio plug coming from your Arcade1up, you know, for the speakers going into your printed circuit board. You can see the little speaker box right here. It looks like a megaphone. It's right here on the bottom. So I've unplugged that. We're not going to use those speakers. And we've got our, you know, our speaker set plugged in here with our subwoofer. Everything's plugged in. We'll turn it up a little. What I like about this, and I'll show you this. I'm going to put this on with some sticky tape. This is the volume, you know, right there. But also it's got your on and off button right here for the speakers. And we have a headphone jack, and we have an auxiliary jack. So say you want to play your iPhone or something, listen to different music, you can plug it in there and play your music through here. And the headphone jack, which, you know, I can't remember if it has one or not, but a lot of my machines have them, you know. But that's pretty neat. So The speakers are what you'd expect, you know. Let me show you guys. They're, and it was well packaged. I mean, this thing was really well protected. You know, it's amazing. A product that's $30, you know, and they take that much care, and you know, and they take that much care in packaging it. This is what it is. 18 watts. Now that don't let them fool you. That's a combined 18 watts of everything. They trick you on that. I'm an old stereo guy, you know, jack of all trades, but I totally got into stereos in the late 90s, 2000s. I wanted the best speakers, the best receiver, you know. I wanted the concert sound. Also at that time I was doing my Friday night Corona thing, so pick up a case of Corona, come home and drink 2/3 of it, you know, and that was my Friday night. I had kids, and it was, I don't know, it was easier than going anywhere else and being a fool. So, but anyway, what they do is they trick you. They combine all the power, all the speakers, and it's, you know, it's not really, you're not really getting close to 20 watts per channel or anything like that. And the total harmonics distortion is probably out the roof, but, you know, it is what it is. But for $31, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to, let me turn this down. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to make a little notch in the back of the panel with a just a little drywall saw. They're real easy, or you can use a jigsaw if you want to get fancy, but it's a lot of work taking this out, cutting it. But I've got a power cord, you know, for this speaker unit we put in that has to be plugged in, and we got some wires going up here that, you know, we want to make nice and pretty. And we're going to use our double-sided tape to keep these all up here, and you know, that should be it. So let me get this all back together, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, guys, it's much louder. It is much louder. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Of course, how can you go wrong with a mod like that, right? It's a pretty simple mod. Just hooking up the audio. My hair's just looking horrible today. But let's turn it down. Okay, and I got the speakers up here. The volume right here. Let's turn that off. There we go. There's a little buzz in there. I'm gonna have to see if it's in the line or where it is. Honestly, I don't care right now. But it's hooked up. One down, more to. You wouldn't believe the stuff I had to put together after Christmas. I feel like I should tip Amazon or UPS. It just gets ridiculous. But what I wanted to say was these mods. You know, I'm gonna try and finish up what I broke last year. Honestly, the pinball machine, the Mortal Kombat, and my wife, the techie nut. This is how techie she is. She's taking a second online course at Harvard, and you know, it's real Harvard, but they're online classes, so it's nothing fancy or anything. She's got a business degree from a university, you know, which she finally finished paying off a couple years ago. But you know, we're in the same. That's why we met. She's much younger than me, you know, and that's one of the reasons we get along so good, is because we both just believe life is continually learning, you know. I love being a jack of all trades. You know, I know what it's like to be very, very poor. I know what it's like to go through rough times. I know what it's like to have money, $1,000 in your pocket, you know, a good career, raise kids, blah, 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 insurance and everything, mortgages. And yeah, we've got, together we'd make one heck of a good person, right? And we always joke that, see, she brought in 2 kids to this marriage, I brought in 3, we always joke that if we ever did have kids, which we're done with our kids, you know, not having any more kids, but we've got 5 boys together. But if we ever did have a kid, it would be either Elon Musk or the Antichrist, one or the other, you know, and there's nothing in between. What I wanted to finish up with was nice, let me make sure I get his name right, the Unacceptable Fringe, and I know he's Canadian, he's got a MJ hat on, but really enjoyed what he had to say. I do agree with him wholeheartedly. I am not buying any more machines for the foreseeable future, which could be a few months or whatever, you know. I'm not saying never, I'm just saying, I mean, because look, guys, really think about it. I mean, what other part of your life do you spend, let's just say $400 to $800 on something, and you get it and part of it doesn't work? Or to make it up to your standards, you have to buy more things, take it apart, add those things, you know. I mean, you know, my wife, when we went to Apple products, you know, we didn't have to do any mods on the stuff, you know. She didn't mod anything, you know. Yes, we got a phone case and stuff, but the phone worked fine, you know. My tablet works fine, her watch works fine, her laptop works fine, you know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I've said this before, look, I get it. I used to have motorcycles. You get them all fancy. You put different seats on and stuff. You get a car. I had a beautiful black Dodge truck, you know. I'm more that, you know, put some accessories on and stuff. I get that, but it's a lot of money, you know. It's not like we're doing this once, you know. Because I thought about this. Do you realize for all my arcades, I could have went online and paid one of those companies $2 to $3 grand to make a custom multicade, 40-inch monitor, you know, blah, blah, blah. Be done with it, you know. It's just crazy. Now, I love my Golden Tee to death. I love it. I love playing it. And I like the racing game. I think this RidgeRacer would be like if hey, get off the carpet. This is our arcade carpet. The kitty is learning. But I think a kid, say between 8 and 13, would love this RidgeRacer. You know, the force feedback, the steering, accelerator, because they haven't drove yet. Now that's saying if they don't have a PlayStation 4 or 5 and they don't have any kind of the Xbox series. But if they have those, I mean, that's the thing. We got 5 kids, you know, and yes, on Christmas they'll come over, we'll all play shuffleboard, okay, or we'll play a couple games of golf. But no, they don't come over here saying, oh, I can't wait to play Street Fighter, I can't wait to play your multicade, I can't wait to play Terminator 2. They played it when they come over, but then we sit down and visit and stuff and eat dinner. I mean, it's not what I thought it'd be. You know what I mean? I think it's either for us old geezers or really young kids or parents with young kids that want a game room. You know, absolutely. I could have saw this in the '90s. You know, when I was raising my kids. Me and my wife were raising our kids. But now it's like I've seen their games too. They're so realistic. And that, I think that's a generational thing, or maybe it's just me. But I don't want to play a game. I do not want to play a video game, where it's so realistic. It looks like I'm actually taking weapons and, let's say, harming another person. You see their face, you see their eyes, and you see all the things that happen when you know, do what you do with your weapons. But I remember Doom back in the day, you know, in the 90s when it was on PC. And I remember working at Firestone, and the guys tell me how they play it on their computer with their girlfriends, and it finally came to Super Nintendo, and I got it. It was like a first-person shooter, you know, Doom, and you know, you had some horrendous acts of violence in that game, and now it's so crystal clear. It's crazy. I just don't want to play games like that. I want to play games where they're cartoonish. You know, I don't want them realistic, unless it's golf or sports. That's fine, but not the violence. I don't want the violence that realistic. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to finish this, guys. It's been a long video, but I haven't done one in a while, so I don't care, right? But I want you to remember, this is 2023. A lot can happen. You're not ignorant. You're like me. I watch YouTube. I watch the news around the world. I do not rely on the big 3 networks in America. I watch all kinds of news, you know, foreign news. You know, of course, they speak in English, so I can understand, or it's captions, but... And you can imagine, I watch all these countries that put up news, all of them, big countries, you know. These games are fun, and it's a lot of fun. But please remember, they're games. There's a lot of serious stuff going on in the world. You know, a lot of, let's just say, conflicts. And I know you're familiar with the word embargo, blockade. If you think back to the early 60s, when President Kennedy was in office, before he was assassinated, we blockaded Cuba. And Russia sent over some frigates because they had missiles in Cuba, and we didn't want that. Anyway, the news was talking about, what if China puts a blockade around Taiwan? What the disruption would be, and they said a conservative figure, $2 trillion. Not to mention the military response, but did you know, I'm sure you knew this, Taiwan produces 92 to 93% of the high-end chips for everything. 92 to 93%. And they produce 2/3 of all the other chips that go in automobiles and phones and everything. And that's a precarious position to be in, okay? And I have no doubt China's going to retake Taiwan as part of their country. And, you know, the world's going to have to respond to that. And I think the world is going to have to recognize that, you know, as an American, love being American, don't want to live anywhere else, but maybe it's time we stay out of people's business, you know. Maybe we just take care of America, you know what I mean? Europe can take care of Europe, the Middle East can take care of the Middle East. You know, we can help people with aid and stuff, but I have no desire to be the world's policeman. And I have 5 sons. I'm sure you know, young men. Who do you think they're going to call up, you know? And if they don't get enough volunteers, what do you think they're going to do? They ended the draft in 1972, I think, 1973. But there's nothing from stopping them from implementing a draft again. You have to understand, no, they're not going to do it now. This is peacetime. What if we're at war? Well, if they need bodies, they're going to draft them. And you're going to see all kinds of protests in the street. You know, these are precarious times, guys. So please keep that in mind when we play these games, that they're a lot of fun and everything, but without power and water, you're not playing any games, you know. I mean, anything could happen in this world today. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous times. And my faith tells me we're living in close to the end times, you know. I mean, look at the acceleration of everything, you know. There's just so much hatred out there. I know it's been long, but I hope you enjoyed it. But I did. I enjoyed this, and I enjoy making this so you can watch it. Please let me leave you with these. I have faith and worldly experience, and I've been around the block several times. Nobody's gonna give me a snow job. You know what I mean? I know how the world works. But I still look at each day as a brand new day. No matter what you did yesterday, when you wake up, today's a brand new day to start over, to be fresh, to be somebody new, to be yourself, whatever you want to do, to change old habits, to try something new. Every day is a new day. I also live by this. I live by a lot of mottos and poems and sayings and verses and chapters. You know, my life, you know, I'm like anyone else. I'm like a vegetable soup. All these things have collected in me over my lifetime, and I pull from the good, I leave the bad alone. But I always believe that my faith and how we should live is love and forgiveness. You know, love people. You know, you don't have to love them like you love your family, but look at them like they have an amazing spark inside their body. You know, and it may be unpolished, they may be rough, but they're a human being. And forgiveness, because I know you guys are like me. You've screwed up. You made mistakes. We're going to keep doing it because we're humans. We're going to, as long as we're alive, we're going to screw up. And you have to have forgiveness in your heart. You know, I was a young parent. I yell at my kids if they dropped a pie or this or that. And you have to apologize. You say, I'm sorry, you know, and they apologize. And it's just love and forgiveness, guys. That's all it's about. I hope you have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. I will let you know if we get this Pi 4 done. I don't expect anything. I don't know. I bought the Raspberry Pi 4 like 5 months ago. Got the RetroArch card for it. Thousands of games. I saw them on there. You could go and see the menus. Couldn't play any of them, you know. So hopefully my wife will get it fixed, and I can prod her on when she loses her temper. But always a work in progress, guys. Keep gaming. Enjoy what you're doing, and just let me know if I can help you, if any channels, any likes or subscriptions because this is a lot of fun, you know. And just like you, when it's no fun anymore, I'll quit doing it. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. It don't cost me anything to do this. It's an iPhone. Any stuff I buy is my stuff. I don't expect you to buy my stuff, but it's all free. So have a great Friday, and go gaming.